Today I'm giving birth to my ants, moving my mighty bull ant queen by hand and introducing the newborn workers to the colony, and you won't believe what happens when they meet. This is Bezzy and Pop, my young bull ant colony, and for the past many months they've been raising the next generations of worker ants. From small eggs to larvae slowly growing bigger and bigger, the young colony one day saw all of their hard work pay off as the now huge larvae were spinning their cocoons. Everything had been done correctly and the colony just had to wait a little bit longer for them to finally grow in numbers. But that's when things took a turn for the worse. As time went on, the cocoons didn't enclose. 5 weeks had passed by and I started to lose faith. And so did the colony. Because one day I came into the ant room and saw that the colony had dumped all of their babies outside, left to rot. This could only be a sign that the babies inside had not survived. And with months wasted trying to grow in numbers, I decided I wasn't going to give up on these guys. Carefully, I picked up all 5 cocoons and placed them down, ready to open them. The plan was simple. Poke a hole into the cocoon, hoping not to spear the ant inside, and from there, rip it open and pull out the ant. Only problem? I had never successfully done this, but as the workers inside were already presumed lost, I went to work. As I tried opening the first cocoon, I soon realized this wasn't going to be easy. The ant inside was soft and I had to be careful while also ripping it open. And as I slowly opened the first cocoon, the worker inside started to show. And with a big rip, I could now pull out the first worker. And there, a birth of an ant. Except it wasn't moving, and that wasn't a good sign. But maybe the worker would start moving later, so I put it aside and opened the next one. And after minutes of hard work and one big pull, I had another worker not moving. This definitely wasn't how I saw this operation go, but I wasn't going to give up, so I started opening the third cocoon, and when I opened it, I started to see movement. The worker inside was alive. In minutes, this newborn worker was waking up and wanted to get out, and with a gentle pull, I had officially given birth to a live ant. This was such an amazing feeling, and I called the little guy Anthony. Hello there, Anthony. Welcome to the world of ant life. I can't wait for you to join your colony. Only question, how will the colony react? I mean, surely it can't be that bad, right? Well, I added Anthony, and with a newborn, soft body, he was going to be an easy target to take down. Anthony seemed to be drawn to the nest, and in minutes, we were about to see the colony meet. Inside the nest, Pop the worker sensed something was wrong. She started moving towards the nest entrance, and with a jump, Pop attacked Anthony, trying to sting him. This can't be happening. Pop was stinging Anthony, removing all signs of life, and Pop wouldn't let go, dragging Anthony around while also trying to sting it. But with a jump, I realized it wasn't too late for Anthony. I went in and successfully separated the two. And now, I had Anthony in front of me. In the mess of the confusion, Bezzy the queen suddenly also came out, where she discovered all of her beloved babies, lifeless and naked. It seemed she now realized that they were all gone and weren't going to wake up. But what should I do with Anthony? Without his colony, he would never survive, and his purpose to live would be gone. So what could I do? Well, I asked you guys, and one infamous lady responded, and with her advice, I re-added Anthony. But what happened to Anthony? Well, I waited 2 weeks and let nature take over. And coming back 2 weeks later, Anthony was still alive. He had somewhat been accepted, meaning he was inside the nest sometimes, but mostly he didn't seem too welcome and was hanging out in the outworld. But he was being fed and he was helping the colony, so Anthony was happy. Inside the nest, the 5 larvae would soon join the colony. Except, what in the killing larvae spree has happened here? One larvae have grown massive and eaten all the others. Oh, this colony is really testing my life support abilities. So for some reason the colony don't seem to like to hunt, and I don't like that. So to remove this problem, I can simply put the colony into a smaller setup where I can feed the crickets and they won't be able to hide. and will always become food for the colony. So that's the plan. Move the colony into this aesthetic ant nest, and by opening the nest, I have a clear view of the young bull ant colony. But not to waste any time, I grabbed the queen and her workers and put them into the new setup. Hopefully in here they would settle down quickly into their new home. And in this new home, I can now more easily feed them. And look, they've already moved in. The magic of editing, I tell you. The queen was quick to remove the dirt from the first chamber, and now they've all settled in here. And it didn't take long before the soul larvae was eating. But this new home would be the end of the bull ant colony, because in the dirt, mice were thriving, food was provided, and everything took a dark turn. Guys, the mites are back. I really believe that all of the mite colonies were under control, and it was finally time for a somewhat happy bull ant update. And that's when things took a turn for the worse. Because Anthony, the bull ant worker, was covered in hundreds of these tiny mites. As I tried investigating him, it only got worse and worse, locating more and more mites. In 3 weeks, the colony had gone from having one worker and a bunch of babies on the way to now being completely reset, with only Bezzy, the bull ant queen, remaining. All I can say is, I hope she will recover.